Hello guys, so in this video I want to show you first beta preview of our new plugin for Unity. So it provides 10 components as you can see here. In this video I will only show you this RayFire Shatter. Its purpose is pre-fragmentation, so you can create fragments right inside Unity and no need to use any external software. So all you need to do is just apply this shatter component to object you want to fragment. And right now it provides 5 fragmentation types. First one is Voronoi. You probably already know how it looks like. So here you can set the fragmentation type you want, and here you can define amount of fragments you want to have. So next you hit fragment, and now your object fragmented. But to see this, you need to turn on scale preview and play with the slider. So now you can see the fragments. This glitches is because all fragments and the original object overlapping, so just move it aside. Okay, also I want to show you how incredibly fast it is right now. So let me set here 2000 fragments and I click fragment, and it takes about a second to create 2000 fragments. As you can see all of them right here. And thanks to such speed, it's possible to create runtime demolition. And next video I will show you you can create it using this RayFire rigid component, but that will be in next video. So RayFire Shatter purpose is pre-fragmentation in editor mode. Okay. Another property which Voronoi provides is center bias. To use it, you need to turn on this show center helper. Now we can move this helper where you want. Let's say at this corner. I will delete previous fragments and I will increase center bias, let's say to this value. So thanks to center bias, you can create more tiny fragments around this point and bigger fragments far from it. So I hit fragment. And here you can see, here we have very little tiny fragments and the bigger fragments here. So if you don't like, you can delete, move your center handle, fragment again, and here it is. Okay, this is Voronoi. Next fragmentation type is splinters, second one. And here you can define its properties. So first property is axis. It allows you can create splinters over 3 directions, three local axes. Right now I will set it to Z, and I will set amount to, let's say, 50. And this is strength, which defines how sharp they will be. So let me fragment it this right now. So here you can see your boot splinters, fragments. So if I will, let's say, decrease strength, it will not look like splinters at all, but at least you can play with this property and get what you need, and the maximum property it will just straight blanks. So it depends on how sharp you want them to be. You can play with this strength property and get your splinters. And again, I can set here, I don't know, 1000 fragments, hit fragment, and get a lot of splinters. Next fragmentation type is slabs. It works basically like splinters, but instead of stretching fragments, it will squash them. So, but again, you need to define its local axis. In this case, it will be Y, and strength defines how much they will be squashed. So let's say I will set the low value. Let's hit fragment. Well, right now they look mostly like Voronoi again, but let me increase strength. Okay, now you can see how they look like. So maybe in some cases you need to have this kind of fragments, because in other way it's impossible to create this such fragment using just simple Voronoi fragmentation type. And again, if I will set it to very high value, they will be very straight, very squashed. Next fragmentation type is Radial, and I will use this refractive material. Well, you probably will use it for glass, but it's usable not only for glass. So here there are a lot of properties relative to other fragmentation types for Radial. I will not show you every property right now since it's only beta, and I just want to show you how it works and what it creates. So mostly properties here allows you to change amount of rings and rays, divergence, radius, or maybe bigger radius. It use this again this center helper. So let me fragment. Now you can see it created radial fragments around this helper. So if I will, let's say, delete and move this helper here, fragments will be here. Another thing important to know is that it uses this axis, X red axis, but if you will rotate it, it will create uh, fragments relative to its direction. So you got the idea. This object here, it to show you that a lot of fragmentation engines has problem with object with holes. They provide some glitches here, weird geometry, and using this tube I just want to show you that you can create a lot of fragments and there will not be any problem with that. So everything is very clean, no problem at all. And this is just a kind of game asset I have here just to show you that it not only works for cubes and boxes. So again, I can set here high amount of fragments, maybe Voronoi, and here they are. And another property here is this show copy components checkbox. So right now you can see that my cube has this mesh collider rigid body. If I will start play mode right now, AO will just fall down. But let me fragment it. Let's say 1000 here. So when I hit fragment, every fragment here also will have this mesh collider with its own convex mesh and rigid body. But if I will turn off this copy component, you will get just a clean object with only mesh filter, mesh render, minimum amount of components. So I will turn on copy components. I will create a lot of fragments. Play runtime. And let me do the same for other fragments. Well, maybe not so sharp. It probably will create a lot of fragments right now, but let's see how it looks like. Let's increase amount of rings and rays, and decrease twist and decrease divergence to make it look more like radial actually. Something like this. Okay, this probably will be very slow simulation. We have a lot of fragments, but at least you'll see how it looks like. So as you can see, Voronoi, splinters, slabs, this radial fragmentation type, and the rest of object. I don't even know how many fragments right now here. So thank you for watching this video, and in the next video I will show you how works other component. There are a lot of a lot of awesome features you'll see. So keep watching, and thank you.